Hare Krishna. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gnangnashalakaya Chakshurmilitamina Tasmai Shri Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitmena Bhutale Swamrupakadamahyam Dadati Svapadantika. Vandeham Shri Guru Shutpada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gnangnashalakaya Chakshurmilitamina Tasmai Shri Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitmena Bhutale Swamrupakadamahyam Dadati Svapadantika. Vandeham Shri Guru Shutpada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Shri Sagashtam Sahagna Rugnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam. Святим Савдутам Парижина Схитам Кришна Читания Девам Ширата Кришна Падан Сахагна Лолита Шивишакан Витамча. Хе Кришна Каруна Синду Дина Банду Джагатпате Гопеша Гопика Канта Рада Канта Намостуте Тапта Канчана Гауранги Рада Вриндаванешвари Вришапанасуте Деви Пранамами Хари Прия. Hare Krishna. I will again try to read from these wonderful books from wonderful Vaishnavas. Before that, I will try to sing a little bit the Prema mantra of His Divine Grace Bhaichara Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, of His Diksha Guru, His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Ṭhākur Prabhupāda, the Panchatattva Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Jarat Madhava. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Shri Krishna Cha Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatyada Shatarine Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatyada Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sati Guru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavaba Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Yashodananda Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamunatira Vanachara Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamunatira Vanachara Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janava Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachaya Jaya Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna. I just had some phone call. Yes, okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihara Jaya Gopi Janava Jaya Gira Vardhara Jaya Yashodananda Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachara Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, now I will try to read from the books. Jai Gaudiya Darsana. Jai Shri Prema Prayojana Prabhu. Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvatī Ṭhākur Prabhupāda. Jai. Okay, now I will see where I was the last time. I'm not sure, but see where I was. Okay, I will read this part. Not sure if I have read this the last time, but doesn't matter. I will read it again. Shuddha Shakti, Shuddha Shakti, and Vita Shakti. By not considering the Sevya Vastu, substance to be served, to be the Purusha, rather considering him to be Stri, one more or less must establish him as Bhogya, to be enjoyed. Prakriti can never be an independent enjoyer. The Gaudiyas serve with the consideration that Srimati Varshabhanavi or the gopis are the objects of Sri Krishna's enjoyment. Srimati and the gopis. are the supernatural Lila Purushottama, Shri Krishna's eternal most beloved objects of enjoyment. Gaudiyas understand themselves as souls to be Prakriti. Being in subordination to the category of the Mula Prakriti, they serve Lila Purushottama exclusively for the sake of the mutual happiness of Parama Bhokta, the supreme enjoyer Shri Krishna, and Shri Krishna's Parama Bhogya, the supreme objects of his enjoyment. Therefore, the Gaudis are called Shuddha Shakta, pure worshippers of potency. However, those who superimpose characteristics such as stritva and matritva, womanhood and motherhood, upon the supreme controller and want to become Purusha or Shiva, saying Shivoham, I am Shiva, and who, by imagination, verbally bestow upon themselves the identity of Ishvara's independent enjoyerhood, and consequently become Bhavani Bharta, the husband and enjoyer of Durga. They are Vida Shaktas, corrupted worshippers of potency. The next part has the title, What is the harm of considering Prakriti to be the supreme controller? If the Savior Vastu, object of service, is not Purusha, the servant cannot attain Sarvangina Purna Seva, complete service, by all limbs. If the object of service is Stri, then the Jiva, being Prakriti, cannot render service to the objects of service by all limbs. If the Jiva and Parameshvara are both Prakriti, they are Prakriti, they then one Prakriti cannot completely satisfy all the desires of another Prakriti. If the Jiva considers himself Purusha and accepts Parameshvara as Prakriti, then the Jiva with the Purusha Abhiman, a concept of being the enjoyer, in going to satisfy the desires of Prakriti, his objects of service, will simply enjoy Prakriti in one way or another. The Jiva has been designated as Prakriti in scripture. Now there is a citation, quotation from Sri Bhagavad Gita 7:5. Apareyamitastyam prakritim vidime param jivabhutamam yedam daryate jagat. However, this inert Prakriti, which has 8 divisions, is inferior, know that superior to this is another Prakriti of mine in the form of the Jivas, by whom this universe has been accepted for the sake of enjoyment through karma, reward seeking activities. Only Purushottama, the supreme predominating person, is referred to by the word Parameshvara, supreme controller. Only his enjoyerhood is independent of others, nirapeksha, and exclusively self-reliant, svatantra. This conception is vividly manifested in Gaudiya Darsana. Jai Gaudiya Darsana. Jai Shri Prema Prayojana Prabhu. Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Sarasvati Ṭhākur Prabhupāda. Now I will try to sing the song Vibhavari Shesha from Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakura. Vibhavari Shesha Aloka Prasha Nitra Jati Bhutto Jiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Nrsimhavamana Shimadusudana Vrajendra Nandana Shyama Puttana Gatana Kaidavasatana Jaya Dasharati Rama Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Gopi Priyajana Radhikaramana Bhuvana Sundara Vara Ravanantakara Makarataskara Gopi Jana Vastrahari Rajararakala Gopa Vrindapala Chitta Hari Dari. So these were the shlokas, the um, shlokas 1 to 4, and now I will read the translation. Night is over, and the light of dawn is coming. Arise, O Jiva, and give a pure sleep. Chant the names of Hari, Mukunda, Murari, Rama, Krishna, and Hayagriva. Chant Nrsimha Vamana, Sri Madhusudana, Vrjendra Nandana, and Shyama, the killer of Putana and the destroyer of Kaitamba. All glories to the son of King Dasaratha, Lord Rama. He is the darling son of Yashoda and the protector and maintainer of the cows, their pastimes, the gopas and the gopis. He is the king of Vrindavana, the dear most beloved of the gopis, and the consort of Srimati Radhika in the entire world. His beauty is unsurpassed. He is the killer of Ravana, the butter thief, the slayer of the young gopis' garments, the protector of the cows of Raj, the guardian of the gopas, and the flute player who enchants the minds of all. Now the shlokas, the um, uh, um, from 5 to 8. Yukindra Vandana Shrinandanandana Vrachajana Bayahar Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Vamsivihara Yashodanandana Kamsani Sudana Nikunjara Savilasi Katavakanana Rasaparaya Vrnda Vipina Nivasi Anandavardana Prema Niketana Pulashara Jaja Kakama Gopangana Gana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Ganada Yamuna Jivana Kiriparana Manasa Chandra Chakora Namasudarasa Go Krishna Rasa Rakora Majana Manamora Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now I will need a translation of the shlokas from 5 to 8. He is the object of great yogis' worship, the beautiful son of Nanda, and the remover of fear from the residents of Vraja. His form, which is like a fresh rain cloud, enchants the mind, and he captivates all with his artistry in flute playing. He is the darling son of Yashoda, the heroic killer of Kamsa, the performer of nectarian pastimes in the pleasure groves of Vraja, the enjoyer of the rasa dance in the arena of the Kadamba forest, and the resident of Vrindavana forest. He is the enhancer of bliss and the abode of Prema. He is the transcendental Cupid who aims his flower arrows at the gopis, by which he increases transcendental desires in them. He gives pleasure to the hearts of the gopis, and he is the abode of all good qualities. He is the life and the soul of Yamuna. He is absorbed in amorous pastimes, and he is the Chakora bird who subsists on the rays emanating from the moon of Sri Radha's mind. O mind, always heed my words and sing Krishna's glories in the form of these holy names, which are full of nectar. Now I will continue to try to read from the books. Jai the Gayatri book. Jai His Holiness Sachinanda Swami. Jai His Divine Grace Vajrana Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. Yes, here I have reached with the reading, with my trial to read, I have reached already chapter 5. Yes, okay. The last time chapter 5 was finished to be read. So, chapter 5, the beaches. Now we will enter the discussion of practical Gayatri Japa. Mantra meditation by looking at the specific mantras and their meanings. First, we will study the different bija mantras that precede the Gayatri mantras, namely Om, Klim, and Aim. Bija means seed. As a tree's seed contains a new tree in an unmanifested state, so each bija mantra contains the meaning of the respective mantra condensed into one syllable. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākur quotes the following verse to emphasize the importance of bija mantras. Vina bijena mantranam vifalam jayate phalam. Without uttering a bija, the desired fruit of mantras will not fructify. This is note number 3 to chapter 5. Let us see where are the notes to chapter 5. Just a moment. Okay, now this is chapter 7, chapter 6, chapter 6. Just a moment. Yes, okay. I found the notes to chapter 5. Okay, this is note number 1. Quoted from Gaudiya Tantra. Gaudiya Tantra. Okay. The Narada Pancharatra explains that the Bija mantras are primordial sound fragments that have the power to evoke a particular energy both within and outside of the person uttering them. In fact, each Bija mantra is qualitatively equal to a specific spiritual deity. The reason why one simple the reason why one simple syllable has such amazing power lies in the subtle nature of Vedic sound. The letters of the Sanskrit alphabet are neither ordinary nor mundane. This has been confirmed by Srila Jiva Goswami in the work on Sanskrit grammar with the following sutra. Narayanat Udbhuto Yam Varna Kramaha. This order of Sanskrit letters has arisen from Narayana. Note number 2. Shri Harinamamrita Vyakarna 1:1. Each letter of the Sanskrit alphabet reflects a spiritual counterpart, vibrating in its dormant state within a living entity bound by the material energy. In other words, each sound of the alphabet possesses a particular energetic quality. Some of these elementary sounds combine to form a new sound quality called a bija. When these bijas are chanted, the dormant sound potency is awakened. There is another important aspect of chanting the bija mantras. Since the bijas of the Gayatri mantras represent the deities invoked by these mantras, they have the strength to destroy the material impressions, attachments, and desires rooted deeply in our consciousness. Each bija mantra is related to one of Krishna's three principal energies, according to the deity represented by the bija. These three energies and their respective deities are Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat, or Sandini Shakti, develops the variety of spiritual existence. It is related to Sri Krishna. Chit, or Samvit Shakti. The other was Sat or Sandini Shakti. Sandini Shakti and Chit, Samvit Shakti. Manifests knowledge and relationship. It is related to Sri Balarama. Ananda or Hladini Shakti displays the bliss of spiritual emotions, relationships, and the exchange of rasa. It is related to Srimati Radharani. From this we can see the eminent potency of the bija mantras. In the following, we will therefore deal in detail with those bijas that precede the Gayatri mantras. And in the next pages, His Holiness Sachidananda Swami begins with the Om. Om. And I will continue to read this the next time. Jai the Gayatri book. Jai His Holiness Sachidananda Swami. Jai His Divine Grace by Charnara Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, the Guru of His Holiness Sachidananda Swami. Now I will try to sing a song Yashomati Nandana. Yashomati Nandana Vrachavaranagara Gokularanjanakana Gopiparanadana Madana Manohara Kariyadamana Vidana Amala Harinama Amya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navinanagara Vipina Purandara Navinanagara Vamsivadana Shuvasa Prajajana Palana Asura Nashana Nanda Godana Rakovala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundara Nanda Gopala Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasika Rasika Kripahamaya Shirata Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakati Vinoda Shraya. Now I will read the translation. Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the topmost hero of Raj, the delight of Gokula, and Kana, an affectionate nickname of Krishna. He is the treasure of the lives of the gopis, the enchanter of Cupid, and the punisher of the serpent Kalia. These spotless holy names are filled with Krishna's nectarian pastimes. He is the king of the forests of Vraj and the supreme youthful lover. He holds the flute to his mouth and wears very beautiful garments. He is the maintainer of the residence of Raja, the killer of many demons, and the protector of Nanda Maharaja's herd of cows. He is Govinda, the giver of pleasure to the cows, gopas, and gopis, and Madhava, the consort of the topmost Lakshmi. He is the butter thief and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nanda. He wanders along the banks of the Yamuna river, and he is the thief of the young gopis' clothes. He is the enjoyer of the rasa dance. He is full of mercy. He is the beloved of Srimati Radhika, and he is the most expert dancer of Vrindavana. He is the shelter of Bhakti Vinoda. Now I will try to read from the next book, from the um, place of Sandalwood um, and Roses. Jai, the book, Place Sandalwood and Roses. Jai, Shrimati Govinda Dasi. Jai, Shrimati Govinda Dasi. Jai, His Divine Grace Vaichana Vrnda Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. Let's see where I was here. Let's see where I was. It was a long chapter. Yes, here his Srimati Govinda Dasi, she's describing the initiation from His Divine Grace by Jahnava Vrnda Srila Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda. Then the Swamiji begins to speak. Yes, this initiation ceremony is the agreement between spiritual master and disciple. The disciple agrees to abide by the orders of the bona fide spiritual master, and the spiritual master agrees to bring him to Krishna. Again, he looks deep into their souls. People are suffering, although everyone is searching out happiness. Still, they are only suffering birth, old age, disease, and then death, and so many troubles and anxieties also. When one begins to question this suffering, that is the time to approach a bona fide spiritual master. Krishna is very kind. He's always fulfilling our desires. If we want to forget him, he lets us. But if we begin to question why I am suffering, then out of kindness he will send the bona fide spiritual master. Krishna is present within the heart of us as super soul, witnessing all our activities. He is the Paramatma, the goal of the yogis. We are Jivatma, tiny individual souls, fragments. In the Upanishads, it is compared to two birds sitting in the same tree, the tree of the body. One bird, the Jivatma, is eating the fruits of the tree, trying to enjoy, while the other bird, the Paramatma, super soul, simply sits and watches. Although these two birds, the soul and super soul, have an eternal living relationship, the Jivatma has forgotten. The Jivatma has become so absorbed in enjoying the fruits that uh, the Jivatma has forgotten the eternal friend. This forgetfulness of Krishna is called Maya or illusion. Krishna's love for us is very great. So great that he goes with us from one body to another. Even we are in dog's body or hawk's body, he's always with us. He's simply waiting for us to turn our face toward him. And as soon as we turn to him, he's very pleased. If you take one step toward Krishna, he will take 10 steps toward you. Out of his causeless mercy, he sends Guru. The Guru can teach you how to put an end to the suffering, the repeated cycle of birth and death. Bonnie listens attentively. She remembers her long, painful search for truth, and tears of gratitude well in her eyes. After his talk, the Swami motions to Mukunda and Janaki. Mukunda then ties the small wooden beads around Guard's neck, and Janaki winds the beads around Bonnie's neck, tight enough to know they're there, yet loose enough to feel comfortable. Bonnie reaches up and feels her new collar. Swamiji chuckles. Yes, these are Krishna's collars. Just like dog wears collar with master's name, we wear collar with the Krishna's name. And Yamaraja can never come near Krishna's dogs. Yamaraja is superintendent of death. Krishna's devotees, they do not fear even death. The Swami beams his sunshine smile. He then beckons to Garrett, who hands him his big red beads. The Swami begins to chant on them. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. each bead receiving his mantra blessing as he rolls each one between his thumb and middle finger. He chants softly but audibly. The rest of the room begins to buzz with the mantra. After chanting one complete round, the Swami motions to Gareth. He indicates that he should kneel to receive the sanctified beads. Like this, Swamiji instructs. Chant one mantra on each bead, all the way to here. He points to the head bead. Don't cross over this bead. Go back around like this. Do like this 16 times every day. 16 rounds. Now, your new name is Gorsundar Dasa. Garrett bows down, reaching forward with both hands to receive this precious gift. Then his forehead touches the floor as he offers the Pranam mantra. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Iti Namine. His voice cracks with emotion. The Swami continues. Gaurasundar is a name of Lord Chaitanya. Gaur means golden and Sundar, very beautiful. So Lord Krishna is called Shyama Sundar, blackish, but very beautiful. And when he appears as Lord Chaitanya, he is golden color and very beautiful. So you will be called Gaurasundar Das. Dasa means servant, servant of Lord Gaurasundar. Another sunshine smile. The Swami then beckons to Bonnie. On her knees, she moves forward, reaching to hand him her big red beads. Again, the Swami chants one mantra on each bead, twisting each bead in his fingers, yet never touching them with his index finger. Bonnie watches in wonder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, the whole room buzzes with the mantra. When he completes the round, the Swami explains to Bonnie. Start here, then go around like this. This head bead is Krishna. Don't cross over, go back around like this 16 times, and your name will be Govinda Dasi. He pronounces it Govindasi. This name means maidservant of Govinda. Govinda is another name of Krishna. That means he is the reservoir of all pleasure. Go means cows, and go means land, and go means senses, and Vinda means pleasure giving. So he gives pleasure to the senses, to the cows, to the land. And if you serve Krishna through your purified senses, then you really become happy. Now I will continue to read the next time this chapter. Very beautiful. How His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda is initiating disciples. Very nice. Jai, the book, a place Sandalwood and roses. Jai, Śrīmati Govinda Dasi. Jai, His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhānta Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, her Guru Maharaj. Okay, now I will read from the Charitamrita. Just a moment, where it was. Here. Oh, I think they're still on some purport, something like this. Oh, did I read this previous? Very interesting. Oh, interesting. Did I read the previous thing? There was some purport here. Did I read the whole purport? I don't think I have read the whole purport. Previous. Okay, this is the Madhya 8, 128. Charitamrita of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the translation in English and purports in English from His Divine Grace by Bhaktisiddhānta Vrnda Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Swami Prabhupāda, verse 8, 128, Madhya Lila. But I think I haven't read the purport till the end here. Yes. Okay. So I will again read this verse and then try to sing this verse and then the next one, and then try to read from the purport a little bit. Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, verse 8, 128. Kiva vipra kiva nyasa sudra kenena ye Krishna tattvaveta se guru haya. Whether one is a Brahmana, a sannyasi, or a Shudra, regardless of what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the science of Krishna. And the next verse was, just a moment. Next verse was, Sannyasi bale more nakari havachana Krishna radha tattvakahi purna karamana. Madhya Lila, chapter 8, verse 129. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, please do not try to cheat me. Thinking of me as a learned sannyasi, please satisfy my mind by just describing the truth of Radha and Krishna. So let's see the next verse. Oh, there's some purport. Next verse, chapter 8. The next two verses are 130 and 131. Yadyapi raya premi mahabhagavate tandramana Krishna maya naryachadite tatapi Sri Ramananda Raya was a great devotee of the Lord and a lover of God, and although his mind could not be covered by Krishna's illusory energy, and although he could understand the mind of the Lord, which was very strong and intense, Ramananda's mind became a little agitated. It's becoming more and more interesting. Okay, let us now read the purport from the continue. I will continue now to read the purport from these two. No, I will read now the purport of these two verses. There is a purport now, and I will continue then to read the purport from the verses from the uh, two verses before. There was also a purport which is not written till the end. Okay, now the purport from these two verses. The perfect devotee always acts according to the desires of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But a materialistic man is carried away by the waves of the material energy. Śrīla Bhaktisiddhānta Thakur has said, Mayara Vashe Yacha Beshe Kacha Habutubu Bai. A person under the grip of the material energy is carried away by the waves of that illusory energy. In other words, a person in the material world is a servant of Maya. However, a person in the spiritual energy is a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Ramananda Raya knew that nothing was unknown to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he nonetheless began to speak further on the subject because the Lord desired it. Okay, so I will continue with the reading of the purport, two verses before, but the next time. Now it's a little bit late already. Okay. Yes. Now we see how the Lord actually we know that it is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in other scriptures that actually the Lord is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Lord himself, Lord Krishna himself, and at the same time uh, he actually in his heart uh, um, is the mood of Srimati Radhika. In this way, actually, the personalities of Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna are both in Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu together. He has the mood of devotee who cries in separation from Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has the mood of a pure devotee who cries in separation from Krishna. That means the mood of Srimati Radhika, because, as we all know from verse 10 of Shri Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami, Srimati Radhika is the topmost pure devotee, the highest devotee, more high than every other devotee, is Srimati Radhika. This is the topmost pure devotee. So the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his heart is actually the mood of Srimati Radhika. So in this way, also he has the golden complexion of Srimati Radhika. His body has the golden complexion of the body of Srimati Radhika. In this way, actually, in the personality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, both Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna are together there in his personality. And again, the Lord is asking for from Ramananda Raya to explain him about Krishna, about Srimati Radhika and Shri Krishna. This is very interesting, how the Lord himself wants to hear about the Lord himself. Of course, if somebody is listening to that, they maybe they can start to think, but what does that mean? Why the Lord himself will want to hear about the Lord himself? This is he. This is um, himself. How is it that he will want to hear about himself? But as we heard before, 1 minute actually, it is not only himself, also Srimati Radhika is there, actually. So in this way, actually, the Lord wants to hear about the moods of Srimati Radhika, about her moods, about her love. He wants to hear about the love of Srimati Radhika to Shri Krishna, because this is the highest love in all the worlds. Madanake Mahabhava or Unnata Ujvala Rasa. As this is the highest love in all the worlds, then it is interesting for the Lord Shri Krishna to hear about this love, because it's very beautiful. This is the topmost pure devotee, Srimati Radhika, and he wants to hear about her mood and about her love to him, to himself. Of course, it is interesting for him to hear about the love of Srimati Radhika to Shri Krishna. And as we know, as all the verses of Shri Shikshastaka explain this love, then let us see in verse 7 how it is said. You all know these verses of Shri Shikshastaka. Yugaitam Nimeshnachksh Pravishaitam. Shnaitam Jagat Sarvam. Govinda Virahename. Gaitam Nimeshnachksh Pravishaitam. Shnaitam Jagat Sarvam. Govinda Virahename. Govinda Virahename. In separation from you, O Govinda, Yugaitam Nimeshna. Even a short period of time seems to be a yuga, a millennium. Chakshusha Pravishaitam. Tears flow from my eyes like rain from monsoon clouds. Shunaitam Jagatsarvam. The whole universe seems to be empty, void. Govinda Virahename, in separation from you, O Govinda. We see how this love is consisting of everything. This love touches everything, the whole universe. And it is not possible to understand really till the end this love, because this is the highest love in all the worlds, the love of Srimati Radhika to Shri Krishna. It is not easy to be understood. Of course, the Lord will want to hear about this love. It is interesting, it is beautiful, and one wants to hear more and more. Of course, the Lord will want to hear more about the love of Srimati Radhika to himself. And the next time we will see how Rai Ramananda is talking further with sweet words to the Lord and filling his heart um, with 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 that which the Lord wanted. But of course, it's still not easy to be understood. All these topics are not easy to be understood. So I will again say that I'm not qualified on such topics. I'm a theoretical chemist. I'm doctor in theoretical chemistry. In such topics like Vedic literature and Vedic poetry, I'm not qualified in such topics. That then, if I try to say something, as I always say, I will again repeat, I'm not qualified in such topics, and I'm just not trying to instruct anybody. I'm just trying to understand those things. And of course, one had to try to understand these topics, the Vedic literature and the Vedic poetry, under the guidance of teachers, under the guidance of Diksha Guru and Shiksha Gurus, all of you who are Vaishnavas, devotees in Raganuga Bhakti, and especially those who are Vaishnavas in Rupanuga Bhakti, you're all my gurus, you are all my teachers. Dandavat Pranam to all of you. Vanchkalpatarupascha Kripasnukve Vachapatinam Pavanebu Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Lada Jaine. Prahlada Lada Jaine. Hiranyakashipu Vaksha. Hiranyakashipu Vaksha. Shilatankanakalaye. Shilatankanakalaye. Iton Rishimo Paraton Rishimo. Iton Rishimo Paraton Rishimo. Yato Yato Yamitaton Rishimo. Yato Yato Yamitaton Rishimo. Bahir Nishimo Hridayen Rishimo. Bahir Nishimo Hridayen Rishimo. Nrishimha Madim Sharanyam Prapadya. Nrishimha Madim Sharanyam Prapadya. Tava Karakamalavare Naka Aputa Shrinka Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishimha Dev Prahlodesha Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishimha Dev Prahlodesha Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishimha Dev Prahlodesha Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Shri Nishimha Janrishim Jaya Janrishim Hade Prahladesha Jaya Bhakta Mukha Padma Bringa Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Lakshmi Nrsimha Lakshmi Nrsimha Lakshmi Nrsimha Jaya Lakshmi Nrsimha Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Shri Shri Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Shri Shri Gauranitai Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Gopinata Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Shyam Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gopinata Radha Shyam Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Shyam Radha Shyam Radha Shyam Jaya Shri Radha Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Prabhupāda Jaya Prabhupāda Jaya Prabhupāda Śrīla Prabhupāda Jaya Prabhupāda Jaya Prabhupāda Jaya Prabhupada Śrīla Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your attention. Hare Krishna.